Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. The major winter storm continues today over the Central Plains into the upper Mississippi Valley. That storm will continue to move eastward into the lower Great Lakes and the central Gulf Coast by tomorrow night. A surge of energy moving into the northwest will produce rain and higher elevation snow over parts of Northern California tomorrow. Closer to home, it's going to be breezy today, winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour. There's going to continue to be a chance for light snow in the mountains. Around an inch of snow is possible over 6,000 feet. Tomorrow through the rest of the week, less winds, warmer temperatures, breezy to windy conditions will return by the weekend. We're going to have another look at the weather following this news. The commander of a maintenance group at Holloman Air Force Base has been relieved of his duties by the commander at the base. Colonel Danzel Albertson, commander of the 49th Maintenance Group, was relieved of his command due to loss of confidence in his ability to lead. Colonel Justin Spears, the commander of the 49th Wing, determined new leadership was necessary to ensure proper command climate and appropriate leadership of the airmen. The deputy commander of the 49th Maintenance Group, Lieutenant Colonel Kristen Torma, is going to assume command of that unit, and that is effective immediately. On the afternoon of March 22nd at approximately 3 p.m., the Alamogordo Police Department officers responded to a disturbance call at Walgreens. Upon arrival, officers encountered a scene where a male individual displaying signs of possible drug influence had reportedly assaulted both store employees and customers. He then evaded initial contact and fled on foot. A struggle between the officer and the male individual ensued. A bystander intervened and took the individual to the ground. The struggle continued, necessitating the use of a taser. After successfully restraining the individual, officers noticed a concerning change in his condition. Despite still breathing, the individual became unresponsive, prompting officers to swiftly administer naloxone in suspicion of a potential overdose. The intervention proved ineffective, leading officers to initiate immediate life-saving measures while summoning emergency medical services. However, the individual succumbed to his condition. The investigation into this incident has been assumed by the New Mexico State Police Department. APD is going to conduct their own separate administrative review. If your business or organization is awarding Alamogordo High School students scholarships, be sure to sign up to present your scholarship award at the annual Scholarship Night event on May 1st at 6 p.m. at the Alamogordo High Cafeteria. The deadline to register is April 24th, and you can register by visiting the APS Facebook page. This Thursday, the Republican Party of Otero County is having their monthly meeting. Vice Chair Josh Beasley had this to say.
We're past candidate declaration deadline, so we know who all of our candidates are going to be in the June primary. We're going to have all of the local and county and some of the state-level candidates there for you to meet and greet and ask questions and vet. See who you want to vote for. Now is your chance to ask the important questions to these people that are going to be on, so you can decide who you're going to vote for on the primary.
The event is also a potluck dinner. That's Thursday at 6. Check out the Republican Party of Otero County Facebook page for details. The Alamogordo White Sands Regional Airport is having an open house coming up. I spoke with Luke.
So the airport open house will be Saturday, April 13th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The EAA Ford Tri-Motor Tour is bringing their 1929 Ford Tri-Motor plane, and you can book your flight on flytheford.org.
The open house itself is free to attend. Check out the City of Alamogordo Facebook page for details.
This is Lieutenant William Skaggs with Alamogordo Fire Department. With grass fire season fast approaching, we would like to remind the citizens of Alamogordo that open burning is only permitted with the proper authorization from Alamogordo Fire Department. If you would like to conduct any kind of open burning within your property in the City of Alamogordo, you must first receive proper authorization through a burn permit with Alamogordo Fire Department. You can apply for a burn permit at 619 Texas Avenue, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Well, today is Tuesday. Time for an introspection with Pastor Johnny Walker.
Hey, this is Johnny Walker with this week's introspection. Just a little sunshine to put in your pocket. Just a thought-provoking question for the day. I want to spark meaningful conversations among family and friends and co-workers. Maybe talk around the water cooler. This week, we recognize and celebrate Easter, and we cap it off on Resurrection Sunday. But I want to ask you a question. which event do you believe had a greater impact on humanity? The birth of Jesus or his death and resurrection? This is a subjective question, and people may have varying opinions. Some may argue that the birth of Jesus had a greater impact, as it marked the beginning of his teachings and messages of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Others may argue that his death had a greater impact, as it symbolizes sacrifice and redemption, leading to the foundation of Christianity. The question is, what do you think? What had a greater impact on humanity? The birth of Jesus or his death and resurrection? Hey, this is Johnny Walker. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you again here next week on Crazy Radio. I want to hear what you think. Leave a comment or two. Bring it up. See what people say. Y'all be blessed.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Local sports, local events, and local happenings, and more. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Students at New Mexico State University were alerted of an investigation into an alleged sexual assault over the weekend. A student was sexually assaulted at a fraternity house near the university campus on Friday, March 22nd. That's according to the NMSU police, as reported by KVIA. They released this statement.
At 12:16 a.m. on March 23rd, the NMSU Police Department received a report that a student was sexually assaulted by an acquaintance at a fraternity house near the NMSU Las Cruces campus on Friday night.
Authorities are currently interviewing persons of interest, and there does not appear to be an ongoing threat. Two current Donna Ana Sheriff's Office employees, a current deputy and a sergeant, are accusing Sheriff Kim Stewart of violating the Whistleblower Protection Act in two new lawsuits. This marks the fourth and fifth suit filed against the sheriff this year alone. Deputy Jeremy Anderson, who was once a sergeant and later a lieutenant, says he was discriminated and retaliated against for refusing to get a COVID-19 vaccine back in 2021. He alleges he was demoted from lieutenant to deputy because of that and says he had a valid religious exemption to not be vaccinated, and that exemption was approved by the county. In the second suit, Sergeant Eden Flores says she was retaliated against due to her union affiliation, as well as her relationship with her husband, who is also part of the union. Back in January, her husband, Lieutenant Eric Flores, filed a similar suit, alleging he was retaliated against for reporting, quote, improper and illegal behavior to both Human Resources and County Manager Fernando Macias, close quote. Both Sheriff Stewart and County Manager Macias were unable to comment. Senator Martin Heinrich held a press conference yesterday to address the New Mexico fentanyl epidemic. He called the situation urgent.
In New Mexico, we have the sixth highest rate of drug overdose deaths in the entire country. Enough is enough. Any person lost to this crisis is one too many, and we need an all-hands-on-deck approach to tackle this emergency with the urgency that it demands.
Heinrich says he's working to get New Mexicans on the front line of the epidemic additional support.
My work in Congress is to make sure that they are getting the tools and the legislative support that they need to do the work day in and day out. And that starts with the important step of permanently scheduling fentanyl-related substances as a Schedule 1 under our controlled substances. The way that we schedule substances sends a clear signal to the public about just how dangerous they are. And it creates a clear criminal deterrent to would-be bad actors.
Yep, sure it does. Some examples of Schedule 1 drugs are heroin, LSD, ecstasy, quaaludes, angel dust, and peyote. Now, no bad actors ever sell those, and nobody in New Mexico uses them because they are listed as Schedule 1. Also, marijuana is still listed as Schedule 1 federally. So yeah, putting them on the list, that's going to do a lot of good. The senator also secured fiscal resources for the fight as well as provision in the appropriation bill, which requires the development of a tracking system.
To require the DEA to develop a comprehensive, nationwide fentanyl tracking system. This new comprehensive tracking system will be critical to better understanding the movement of illicit drugs into and within the United States, and more effectively combating the fentanyl drug epidemic. The system will track and document where fentanyl is seized, the chemical composition of seized substances, probable or known manufacturing locations, and probable or known points of entry into the United States.
We can't track illegals. We can't track these asylum seekers, but he wants to be able to track drugs. Okay, the senator says he's committed to the battle against the fentanyl epidemic. Sounds to me more like he's committed to propaganda. With more than 350 people living on Santa Fe streets, the city has now established the first temporary city-sanctioned camp. Santa Fe Mayor Alan Weber described it to KRQE.
This is another tool, another step, and it's a good day for Santa Fe.
It's another step in addressing homelessness in New Mexico's capital city. In just around 3 months, the Christ Lutheran Church parking lot went from being an empty space into a new, first of its kind, pallet village.
They're little modular homes, but again, they're insulated. There's 1 or 2 bunks, and they will have heating and air conditioning and a lock and an address.
Christ Lutheran Church in Santa Fe pastor Joeen Har. The pilot program is starting with 10 shelters at the church, and they'll last for the next year or so. A group that serves the local homeless population, LifeLink, is operating those shelters. They're going to provide case management, employment services, and other community resources for residents. The first group of residents will move in next month with 24/7 security.
So we're hoping that if we do everything we need to do on our end, we can hopefully transition them into a supportive housing solution.
LifeLink Outreach Services Program Director Janelle Bohannon. The $1 million project was approved last April to buy 25 pallet shelters. Funding for the pallet comes from federal and local money. The city hopes that this is just the start, as they are looking for other groups willing to use their property for the remaining pallets.
We're going to show that this is doable, and we're going to find other parts of our community that want to have a safe outdoor space as well.
Pallet Village in Santa Fe is located at 1701 Arroyo Camiso Road. Sports and weather are next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 26 games for New Mexico softball today, including Santa Teresa at Hot Springs, Chaparral at Cobre, Mesilla Valley Christian at Hatch, and Tularosa heads to Reynosa. Wow! Go Lady Cats! There are 27 games for Mexico baseball today, including Elida at Capitan, Chaparral at Hot Springs, Mescalero heads to Mesilla Valley Christian, and Tularosa at Redoso. Wow! Go Wildcats! Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, gradually becoming mostly clear, sunny skies tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 56, low tonight of 35, high tomorrow, 60 degrees. In Cloudcroft, partly sunny skies with a 20% chance for snow, winds gusting as high as 29 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming mostly clear with a 20% chance for snow. Winds will be gusting as high as 29 miles per hour. Sunny skies tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 29. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 35, low tonight of 22, high tomorrow, 39 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com. And learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.